Good afternoon, everyone. I guess it's still morning. This is Herb Strather
It's still morning.
on the Herb Strather Detroit Talk Radio Show. Thank you very much. Listen, we got a fabulous, great guest today, a very good friend of mine and a friend of our community, none other than the treasurer of Wayne County, Eric Sabree. Eric, my man.
Hey, how you
Eric,
doing, Herb?
thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You know, it was a good day when you became treasurer for the people here in the county. And I know there was a lot of pride felt by many of us in the Detroit community especially. Now, you are a Detroiter, is that not true?
Yeah, I was born in Chicago, but I grew up in Detroit.
Well,
I came here.
He was born in Chicago, but
I came here when I was 1 year old.
Well, that I guess that qualifies you. So for a few minutes before we get into Wayne County and its programs, and you're doing a great job over there, and I'm anxious to hear, as my audience is, tell us a little bit about yourself. What school did you go to? You're a lawyer, I believe.
I'm an attorney. I went to. I started out, middle school, Miller.
Miller? Oh, you're a Miller?
Miller middle
okay.
school. And,
there's a lot of famous people went to Miller. That's like the blue-blooded middle school, isn't it?
Well,
is it elementary and middle?
At the time, it was just 7th, 8th, and 9th grade.
Okay.
At the time I went there.
Okay.
Because it was a high school, and they closed it, and then they opened it up as a middle school.
Oh, okay.
And now it's a charter school.
Okay.
But nevertheless, we had a great class there. Clyde James, who went on to King, is a great swimming coach. He was our homeroom teacher at Miller.
Oh, okay.
And he went to King High School and was the athletic director, I think.
Right, and then you went on to college, I suppose.
Went to Catholic Central High School.
Okay.
I was really going there to play football and wrestle.
You?
Yeah. That's
Were you a football player?
I was a football and wrestler.
Really?
Player, yeah, weightlifter.
Okay.
So that's why I went there. My brothers and sisters ended up going to DePorres High School.
Okay.
And then I went to Michigan State.
Michigan State.
And
Okay.
Detroit College of Law after that, and been working ever since I got, since I've been.
Well, that is really good. So you are a blue-blooded Detroiter, although you were
Yeah.
born in Chicago. You came here at once, so I think that qualifies.
That qualifies me. Yeah, we lived in 3 different parts of Detroit. We lived on Dartmouth down in southwest,
Okay.
and then we lived on Whitewood Street.
Yeah.
Retirement near the Aubrey's Bakery.
Yeah.
Then we lived on Atkinson. I grew up most of my time
On
was
Atkinson.
on Atkinson.
What
14th.
streets around Atkinson?
14th and Atkinson.
14th. That's very interesting because we just put a house together on 14th and Atkinson. I think it's 2080.
Okay, we're at 2230.
2230, and I'm just selling one today on Atkinson. It's the hottest area in the city now. You know that.
We had a great block. Two doors down was Reverend Wadsworth. He lived.
Oh,
two doors
really?
down.
Reverend Wadsworth lived on
And
Atkinson
then
too.
5 doors the other way was Reverend Clegg.
Oh my God!
And next door to him was Lyman Parks, who was an AME pastor and went on and became the first black mayor of Grand Rapids.
Okay, so you had a blue-blooded block.
The Parks were the first family on the block to have a color television. So I'm going way back now.
You're going way back there. You tell me how old you are too.
So then when they first got the color TV, all the kids in the neighborhood used to
We'll
go
go
their house
there.
and watch TV.
Ooh.
Miss Parks, she used to pop popcorn and all that for the kids and everything. So that's the kind of neighborhood that's kind of block we had.
I mean, those days, I remember those days, as we grew up. It's not quite like that today, But, Eric, it just occurred to me, you also come from a highly intellectual family, your children. I know that your mother-in-law was a legislator.
Daisy Elliott.
Was Daisy a lawyer too?
No,
but she was a legislator.
She went to the Constitutional Convention in
Right.
'62, then really started learning about the laws and civil rights. And then she waited her turn to run, for state rep. Because back in those days, you would go and people like Buddy Battles and Liz Jackson were involved.
Right.
And they say, okay, you got to pay your dues first, and then we could.
And she's a hero. She's a champion. The Daisy Elliott Civil Rights Bill.
Elliott Larson is still being used every day.
Every day. Yeah. But you also have to be a very happy father right now because your son is a lawyer.
Yeah, Adam. Yeah.
And your daughter is now a 36th district judge.
Yes,
That's really fabulous.
Yeah.
By the way, if I can mention, is she running this year? Does she have to run this year?
She's filling out the last year of a term. So
she's going to be running?
She has to run in November. Yeah.
Well, everybody, she has my big-time endorsement. You understand? Alicia Sabree.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, I'm sorry. Aaliyah. Aaliyah, I should know that. Aaliyah Sabree. Remember, you're going to vote for her this fall. So, Eric, thank you so much. We're advocates around this place. We teach a new generation of developers that we're trying to create and teach, and we do it by hands-on. And we want to be informative to our realtors that are associated with us. We want to be informative to all of the investors, the homeowners, and the people of Detroit that listen to us and follow us so that we can give them some really current knowledge on what's going on in Detroit. And one of our big concerns is our disenfranchisement, if you will. A lot of Detroiters have no idea what values of homes are. Like we say, 48206 Atkinson. Those prices have went up 300% to 400% in the last 24 months. It's been a gigantic jump. We used to want to move out of the hood, we call it, off 12th and 14th, and go to Northwest Detroit, you know what I mean? But not Northwest Detroit is just static right now. There's no really appreciation in most of Northwest except for 48221. And those areas that have been marginal before, Euclid, Blaine, Pingree, all up and down the street there, are now red hot.
Wonderful two-family flats in Detroit. The brick two-family flats in Detroit. Wonderful buildings. And
on Atkinson right now, the one we sold it for $220,000. Can you imagine?
Is that a corner house?
No, it is only a few blocks from the museum there on the corner. It's the 1600 block.
Oh, of Atkinson.
Of Atkinson.
Oh,
so,
yes.
It's just very exciting to see our communities come back, and it's being fueled by the demand from those who are essentially coming back home. Their grandparents lived here. They went off, their parents, then they went to University of Michigan in your place, Michigan State, and they're white and black. The millenniums, they're coming back, they're coming here. And it is exciting to see them coming here. They're adding tremendous value.
As people move north from downtown,
they're moving north, they have no choice.
The north end is being developed.
North end is being developed. It's very exciting times.
All the areas, Taylor, Hazelwood, Claremont, all the way to Boston, Edison. Then after that is Highland Park. And it's going to get developed too.
There's no question about it. And this is good news because, man, I've been waiting my whole life for something. There's almost something you would almost cry about, to see it coming back. So that's good. But there are some other things that I would almost cry about too. And that is that many people have lost their homes for non-payment of property taxes. Now, by the time we get to your level, the property taxes are delinquent and, you're auctioning, the Wayne County, I guess, reimburses the city, and you take them over, and then you auction houses off.
What we do, we take the delinquent taxes.
The delinquent
taxes that the city can't collect, they give them to the Wayne County Treasurer, and we advance them the money.
The city, you advance the county, advance the city the money.
All the municipalities getting the money up front. And then we back charge them later for what we don't collect.
Oh, so they have to reimburse you, kind of, right?
Yeah, we don't collect, we charge them.
We have a question. Say if somebody owes $20,000 on their property and their property sells for $50,000, are they entitled to that $30,000 over?
Absolutely not.
Not. I just wanted to ask now.
There's been a couple of individuals that have sued us, saying that they should be entitled to, but the courts ruled against them. In
other words, once it's foreclosed, you're out, right?
Right. They ruled against them in our favor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's the issue that I think is most pressing on my mind and in many of my listeners' mind, is the fact that we've had thousands of people that have lost their home for non-payment of property taxes, and they did not qualify to pay property taxes. In other words, they had a hardship. And maybe you can give us a little background on this hardship case. In other words, if you don't make, if you're under the federal poverty level.
Yeah, let's go over those income guidelines.
Okay, let's go over the income guidelines. This is very important. I want y'all to listen to this. Now, this is critical.
Property tax exemption is what we're talking about.
It's property tax exemption is what we're talking about.
There's a we call it a poverty exemption, but it's some better, more politically correct name for it that I don't remember. But it's just based on income.
Okay.
If your income is low, you qualify for an exemption. Mm-hmm. And also, if you're a military veteran that's 100% disabled, you also qualify for 100% exemption. So I want to go over the numbers, income.
Okay.
If you're one person in the household,
yes,
and you make $16,660 or less, then you'll qualify for 100% exemption. This is Detroit. The thing about this
Is it only? That's not Detroit. It's all over the country.
It's a statewide law, but all the municipalities administer it differently.
Okay.
That's the little problem we have.
Okay.
Because we had a meeting with the state treasurer yesterday.
Okay.
Just yesterday, Treasurer Corey in Lansing, and we were talking about the fact that it's not uniformly administered.
Okay.
It's not exactly. So when I go out to speak, if I'm speaking in Westland, I can't give the same talk that I give in Detroit.
Are you suggesting the income levels are different?
Well, the fact that some people say, well, you can get a partial exemption for this amount. And some people, Detroit says you can get a full exemption for this amount.
Okay.
So there's exemptions that are available, but it's administered differently depending on what city you're in.
But in Detroit,
let's talk about Detroit.
Okay, let's talk about it. If you make $16,660, you do not have to pay property taxes at all, or
let's put
something.
it like this: you qualify for an exemption.
You qualify for an
but you have
exemption.
to fill out the paperwork, and you have to do it every year.
Okay, so you got to take action. You got to know about it first, and then you got to take action.
One person in the house. Now, there's two people in the home.
Okay.
It's $19,950. You
That's
make less
for two.
than that.
Okay.
You qualify for a full exemption.
Okay.
3 goes up to 22,100. 4 people in the household, $25,600.
4 people, like a mother with 3 children.
Right. As you talk about, if you're making $2,000 a month,
you qualify.
You qualify.
And there's a lot of
people, and we run into them every year. Herb, come in our office, we say, we want to help you get into a payment plan. It's going to cost you X amount of dollars, put down so much a month. I say, I can't afford it. They say, it's $285 a month. I can't afford it. So we say, wow, $285 a month. She said, I only make $900 a month. So I get Social Security or something, and that's it. So we said, well, you know what, this person shouldn't even be paying taxes.
Right, and this happens all the time. It happens
all the time, but see, the exemption doesn't affect the back taxes. It affects going forward. So our goal is to try to get people into payment plans so they deal with their back taxes, and then if they're qualified for an exemption, get them over to the city. And the city has been very good about it lately, coming to our meetings. Like when we have big meetings or crowds, the city will show up and actually process exemption applications on the spot.
Really?
So they've done that.
Oh, this is huge. I got to write that
down.
They
did this at our Wayne County Community College Saturdays we just finished, which was very successful. We had a number of people come out to the different campuses. They did it at show cause hearings in January. So they usually come out when we have large crowds so that people qualify. We say, just go over to the table.
Man, I am so happy to know that, because I'm going to touch base with some of my friends down there at the city and ask them to come out to Strather Academy or when we host a seminar or something. And we're going to have a community platform for those people who are being disenfranchised, because it breaks my heart. Now, so this goes up to a family of 8, right? We're on number 5. How about 5? Family of 5.
$28,780.
786.
32,940.
Wow. 7.
$37,140.
And if you got a family of 8,
then it's $41,320.
Wow.
So if you make $40,000 a year and you have a family of 8, then you shouldn't be paying.
Now, if you make a couple of $1,000s more in these cases, then you qualify for a 50% exemption. About $2,000 more.
Partial exemptions. You can get
partial exemption.
50%.
So I think I like to put a pin in it here, right? For everybody that's listening in here, this is knowledge, and there have been thousands of people who have lost their homes because they did not know that they did not have to pay taxes. But it's more that it's not an automatic.
But Herb, let me just cut you off here before I forget. My mind, I got to say it when I can think about it.
Okay, go ahead.
A lot of people get frustrated.
Yes.
They know about these sometimes.
Okay.
They get frustrated because the paperwork is a little overwhelming.
Okay.
So the city can help, and we also have nonprofits that can help them fill out the paperwork. Okay. So if they need help, they should let us know.
Okay, I'm asking you a question. You mentioned that. I'd like to know about how they can get help, first of all, on back taxes. Because now they found out that they owe all these back taxes. I understand that the state have some agencies that we help them on back taxes, and I know Step Forward plays some role in
Step Forward is good. It helps a lot of people. Over $70 million has come to Wayne County to help people.
Is that back taxes or current?
Back taxes and current taxes.
Back and current.
But Step Forward isn't for everyone. But see, Step Forward is you can't have more than $10,000 in the bank. You have to have a hardship, have a deed in your name, live in the house, and you also have to show some income going forward.
You have to show some
So-
income
so-
because they don't want to all of a sudden have to do this again.
Right. They give you the money up to $30,000.
Up to $30,000.
It's a forgivable loan,
Forgivable loan.
which means that every year 20% of it's forgiven.
So
if
you have to
stay
stay
there
in the house in 5 years.
5 years, and then it's 100% forgiven.
Wow.
So
That's good.
It's helped a lot of people.
No question.
But
Is there
it
some
doesn't work for everybody.
I understand because you got to have no more than 10 grand in the bank.
And you have to have income going. Some people can't document their income because
Right.
so they
I
can't
understand.
prove
We have an underground economy
they
around here
can't
too.
document the income. So it's hard for them to qualify for step forward.
I see. Well, that's very interesting. Now, is there some other programs on the state?
We have interest reduction payment agreements.
Interest reduction.
This means that if you own the home and you live in the home, it's your deed, it's in your name, then you're an owner occupant.
Yes.
You can qualify for a 6% per year. It's not a loan, but it's a payment plan.
I see.
It's a payment plan.
But let's say that if
It's-
you have, so right now, the interest is how much?
18% a year.
18%. Let's say
That's
if you're
it.
an LLC and
It's
you're
18%.
you're non-homestead.
18% a year. You can get into a payment plan. It's a year-by-year payment plan. You know, right now you put 30% down, 10% a month, and you pay it off.
I see.
And then next year you come back and do the same thing, unless you have enough money to pay off all your delinquent taxes.
Because some people have found themselves a few years behind, but the thing is that they can come down and talk to you guys and enter into a payment plan, and that 18% rate goes down to
6%.
That's a lot of money.
If it's an owner occupant.
If it's owner occupant, it has to be an owner.
If
How
you live-
about
if you live in a
if
house
it's an
of your-
investor,
if
by
you
the
live in
way?
a house of a deceased relative, then it doesn't qualify. You need to go to probate court to try to get the property in your own name.
I see.
Some people-
So, in other words, because like their mother died and they got it, but
They
they
still
haven't
live in-
taken they haven't taken that step to take it from their mother's
Right.
name to their name, so they won't qualify.
They wouldn't qualify for the lower interest rate.
So they have to have driver's license to prove their residency or some form of proof.
You
I would
just
say
show
like
it.
utility bills or something.
Well, they show the driver's license and also the tax bills that we have. If they matches their driver's license, that's sufficient.
All right. Well, this is really something.
Now the investors are going to pay 18% a year.
18%. Is there anything that the investors can do? You know,
Well, you could probably lobby the state legislature because we went to the legislature for this reduction, and they said this is just for homeowners.
for homeowners only.
They didn't want to do anything for the business people.
I see.
They said that they can manage it on their own.
So if someone have delinquent taxes,
Yes.
they're a homeowner. They may not know about. But if they're homestead, it's pretty much automatic if the records match up. Well,
Most of the time.
most
Yeah,
of the time. But if it's an error and they realize that they haven't, they can go down and say,
there
"Look,
are a
I
lot of
live
things.
here."
Yeah, a lot of things. People get land contracts, and the paperwork's they're not recorded because the deeds don't get recorded until you pay off your land
Right
contract.
now, is land contracts recognized as a form of
Yes,
ownership?
yes.
So, in other words, you don't have to have the deeds. You could have the vendee's interest in the land contract, and that's the same thing.
You can have a recorded. Not the land contracts wouldn't be recorded if you have back taxes, but it'd be a memorandum of land contract.
Okay, so if you have, so you suggested, now listen to this, everybody, a
Get a memo.
memorandum of land contract, proof of ownership.
You can come down and get into a payment plan. with
You
that.
can come down and get into a payment plan. You
Right.
put so much money down, and you pay so much. Now we and what you have been doing, which is just fabulous, is from the hardship exemptions. You've been processing them on site. You've been helping people and showing them, giving them payment plans for those who have delinquent taxes but this is anybody. It's no income level. It doesn't matter.
Right, it doesn't matter. That's right.
So you can come down and get into a payment plan. It's no use of you losing your home.
We have over 30,000 people in payment plans.
30,000. Wow, this is
30,000.
something. I can't
30,000.
wait to finish this conversation. Y'all hang on. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be back in a few minutes. We're going to be right back in a few minutes. Eric is going to be with us for a little while longer. Just hang on. Okay, we're back, everybody. I'm here with Eric Sabree, the treasurer of Wayne County. Eric, there's a question that, a lot of people, is questioning. Just kind of want to have a better understanding, if you feel comfortable discussing this. You have a situation where if you in Oakland County, they take possession after they foreclose. they take possession of your property, like March 1st, you're out of there. You don't have the property anymore. You guys seem to give us a little break and allow us to take and still enter into a payment plan even after the foreclosure happens in some cases.
Okay.
In
Yeah,
some
let me talk
cases.
about that. March 31st is the
Oh, it's March 31st.
March 31st,
Okay.
the statutory deadline. And I know that Oakland County Treasurer Andy Meisner does work with a lot of people too, but he's one of the few that actually go beyond the 31st to help.
He will. Well, that's
He'll work
good.
with
So,
it. Yeah,
so
yeah.
Andy out in
Oakland County.
But statutorily, you've lost your home at that point.
Yeah,
Is that true?
That's true. And
Okay.
what happens is, in Wayne County, we get a judgment of foreclosure, but we give people time to redeem the property all the way up to June.
But
you get a
this
judgment.
costs them though, don't it?
Yeah,
In other words, once you get the forfeiture, is it $200? Is it more money added to it?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. That's something different. That's not foreclosure. That's going into forfeiture. Forfeiture is the year before foreclosure.
Oh,
See, there's three different.
Okay,
There's
Explain
three
this
different
to me.
years of delinquency.
Okay, then let's understand
All right.
this. I didn't understand
The
this. I
first
gotta
year,
understand
the first year of delinquency is called delinquent.
delinquent.
The second year is forfeiture, and the third is foreclosure. So
Oh.
today is an important day because today is the last day of February,
Okay,
and that means that if you haven't paid your 2016 taxes,
okay.
which you're being charged, this is your first year of delinquency, you're being charged 1% a month, which is 12% a year. If you haven't paid them, tomorrow, March 1st, the interest rate goes to 18% a year. But it not only goes to 18% a
Wow.
year starting tomorrow going forward, it goes retroactively back
Oh my
to
God.
March 1st of last year to 18%. So
This is urgent that you get in
so
there.
that's why we have long lines on the last few days of February.
Is it possible?
Plus, let me say one more. Plus, you get added in the fees that we charge for looking up your title, the title fees, title search fees. So it's about $300 or so that's added.
Wow, it is a
to
tremendous
each-
penalty.
to each property. Plus the interest rate, like I said, goes retroactively back as though it was 1.5% a month all along.
Well, Eric, let me ask
And
you
that's
a
all
question.
state law. That's not my rules.
I
sir.
understand that
Yeah.
now. Since it's already noon around here almost, and the day's the last day.
Well,
so
we're open until 6:30 today, though.
you open
too.
at 6:30, but you know how to. You go there at 5:30, you can't even get in the lobby. Still, I mean, it's a jam-packed situation.
Well, we have the upstairs, the ballroom.
Well, I
we
mean,
rent the ballroom.
so everybody that's
Eight-
in there by 6:30.
Yeah, everybody that's there will get taken care of.
Okay, so
No
no
matter
matter,
how long
even if
it
it's
takes.
8:30 or 9 o'clock,
Doesn't
just
matter.
get down there.
Doesn't
Okay.
matter. And even if they pay by mail today, postmark it today.
Okay. Oh, you mean if you mail it and you
mail
postmark
it's
it?
postmarked today, or you put it in a Dropbox tonight.
Oh my God! If you put it in the drop box, right, just shoot it in there.
Down the lobby.
Can we give it to the security guard?
You put it in there. You put it in the Dropbox tonight at 11 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
It's still going to count as you were here today.
Well, that is something good. That's grace. You understand? Where the dewdrops of mercy shine bright.
So
That's very. So you're bending over backwards in order to help.
We know that it's better to keep people in their property. It's because of the ripple effect of a person losing their property is much more costly than what we have to deal with. Plus, we're getting the money. If people are paying a little bit at a time, we're still getting the money.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, Wayne County Treasurer. I mean, you're the treasurer of Wayne County, and you principally collect the property taxes. Do you collect income tax too, or no? Just
We
the
don't
property
collect
tax?
income tax. We handle all the money that's in the county. It goes to the treasurer's office. We invest the county's money, and then we disperse the money to whoever's supposed
So
to go.
how's the county doing now?
Doing much better.
It's
actually.
doing much better now. They had this HBO special not long ago, and they were alluding to the fact that because of the penalties and the profits that have actually helped you, the interest penalties that it was a whopping millions and millions of dollars.
Well, here's
it's
what
been
happened.
all over the world now.
Here's what it
this
is, though.
has been shown.
What they don't tell you is that if people pay their taxes on time,
Yeah,
we get the same money. We get the money up front. You get it on time.
but you get
So-
penalties and interest if they don't.
If you don't, you get more, but it's more. It's also costs us money.
Right, because you got to hire somebody to collect it, the staff. You
costs
got to
us
stay
money
open at 8 o'clock tonight.
to run the auction. It
Right.
costs money to do all of this. So the more people are late, the more it costs us to administer.
Right,
Of course, the county's going to make more money.
right.
But then we would rather have the money up front if you pay the city direct.
Right.
The money gets distributed 3 years sooner.
Right.
Herb?
I got you. That makes sense. You have the money. And before I have you make some last comments, I just want to say, we've been following the tax auction for quite a while. And I guess people all over the world has found out where Detroit is. They were wondering which way is Detroit. So now they know where Detroit is, and they've come in and, tell us about the bidders. How many bidders do we have? I mean, can you give us, are they from really all over the world, people bidding?
Here's what happens, Herb. It's hard to tell sometimes because people hire local people to do the bidding.
Okay.
They hire someone from Detroit to register for the auction.
Yeah.
They register for the auction. They may be bidding for 2 or 3 different people.
Right.
So when you look at the bidders, who the bidders are,
you don't know.
You really don't know. You look in their address, the bidders are from Detroit, Southfield, Sterling
But they
Heights.
may be in Japan.
They might be bidding for somebody in Japan or Australia.
Or Russia. The Russians.
Anywhere. They could be bidding for someone anywhere.
Right.
And we hear a lot of things about these terrible investors that buy properties, that don't do anything, don't pay the taxes, don't fix up the properties.
Right.
But we have a lot of good investors too,
Right.
who've come in either individuals or they buy one property or buy many properties. They actually fix the properties up. And we're going to be highlighting some of them this year because we want people to know, because all you read about in the paper are the bad investors.
Yes, you do.
Who don't do anything. And we've been able to weed out some of them because they have to pay their blight tickets.
Yes.
And you can't bid on property that you lost.
Right.
A few people.
And you can't bid if you have owed taxes.
Owed
is that
taxes.
correct?
You can bid, but you can't get a deed. So in other
you
words,
can bid and win the bid, but once
won't
you
get a
check them,
deed
they will not get a deed.
until
That's
you
pretty
pay,
interesting.
Until you pay the taxes.
Well, that's very interesting. Yeah. So we got about 1 minute left.
Yes.
Is there anything that you would like to say to my audience? Is there anything
I just wanted to say to people not to give up, that they should come and try to get some help. That we find a number of people get intimidated by government and get discouraged. Then they shouldn't give up, because especially if you owned your property for a long time, and there's no reason to lose it now. Now, even if you think you're not going to pay the taxes, then I would say try to sell it before you give it up and walk away. You get nothing.
Right. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Yes, I'm going to give you a phone number and an email address, too.
Okay, now listen, write this phone number down, because you're going to call your family and everybody and let them know that there is help. And listen, there is still tens of thousands of people that haven't paid their taxes,
right,
isn't it?
Right.
Well, give us a phone number.
Okay, phone number is 313-224-5990. That's
599-224.
5990. And his email address, taxinfo@waynecounty.com.
Taxinfo@waynecounty.com. I'm asking you a question. If they want to pay their taxes online, what do they do? Just go to waynecounty.com?
Wayne County Treasurer. Just put Wayne County Treasurer. That's all you have to put in. It'll come up. And then you can also go to our 40 different kiosks that we have throughout Wayne County.
Yes.
On our website, it gives all the kiosk locations. The kiosks have done really well. Over the last 16 months, we have over 100,000 transactions at the kiosk.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that is really, really something. Eric, one other thing, too, and I'll tell you, if this is a little shorter one, if you go to waynecounty.com and it says pay taxes online, that's the same thing, I believe. As long as you pay taxes online, it's the same thing, right?
It'll say enter the site, you push that button.
Right, enter the site, and then you can pay it. Well, gee,
all right,
Eric, thank you so much,
thanks
man.
You've
been a great treasurer. You connect to our community, and you really, really care, man. And we really appreciate that. So let's give a big hand out there in the audience to Eric Sabree.
Thanks,
and Eric, you can come back on at any time, my friend.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.